Start with the bad news. Got to juggle your defense a little bit on Friday, huh?
Yep.
Any thoughts on that situation? I'm guessing there's probably things you want to say, but
It's really hard to figure out. It's really hard to figure out.
no. Is there any kind of appeal process there? Like in baseball, you can appeal a suspension or anything like that you can go
It's
through?
really hard to figure out.
Okay.
What plan do you have to address the absence?
Well, everyone's playing, so everybody continues to play.
Yeah.
I called the bet on that.
Who saw that coming?
Hockey tape.
I got it. We just keep
that's good,
rolling.
that's
I
good,
mean,
that's
we
good.
just roll on. It's that's all you. I mean, you just roll on. And Rossini got a few more shifts the other night, and there's a good chance Nelly's back. So just roll on.
That was going to be my next question. Jackson's been skating, I know. What are the odds?
Should I repeat what I just said?
Yeah.
It looks like he could
good
be
chance.
back.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to go every day this week, and
Yeah.
if he progresses like he is, he'll be in there.
Probably got this one a lot. Just the how your team has fared with the Olympians gone, and people have stepped up.
I don't want to talk about it. It's one of those, Randy. Having a little fun with it, but our guys are just playing good hockey. People are picking up the slack. We're getting, our freshmen are scoring. Our defense are jumping into the offense. We're getting goaltending. It's been a 2-week snapshot. Been very good, and away we go. I don't want to say any more.
Those guys are gonna have to earn their ice time when they come back, and
Let's hope. Let's hope. We got 2 more games, and I know they play tonight. And hi, Jim. I love the demeanor of our group. We just go to the next, and it's kind of been that way all year with this group, and so of a 2-week snapshot, been pretty good, and it's been a combination of things too, and you guys are watching. There's a lot of people doing good things.
Coach, I feel like we talk about the progression of those freshmen every week, but just another great weekend for them.
Yeah, and the biggest thing I can tell you, we're not surprised. We saw it coming, and we felt it ever since the St. Thomas or US. Who do we play first? After
St. Thomas, then the U.S.
Right from the St. Thomas game, they've been in the offense, and sometimes you need that reset button. You're off for a month, and you just get a clean spirit about you, and because what they're doing, they've done their whole career. So it just took them a while to warm up, a few of them. So and we've been watching it come, and it's a great look right now out of that group.
you've said in the past you wanted to get this roster older. Rhett Pitlick is a guy who went back to juniors after his draft year and is an older guy coming in. He's a freshman. He's played a lot of hockey. Does that help him? Does that help your roster?
Rose two years of juniors. Hughlin 2 years now. He spent some time injured. Lucius 2 years in the U.S. program. Nyes 2 years in the U.S. HL. That was a plan in there. That was to get if you can't get older, you get more experience, and we need to do that because these are fun players that you have to have here. So and maybe it's not always get older, but come in with a little more experience if you can, and I think that's a great formula, and you're watching a lot of teams do that, and we're trying. Kester played 2 years.
Does that conversation with the next kid get easier with seeing these kids and their success?
Yeah, I think I think it gets easier for because it's kind of in the water. you know, it's not gonna be 100%, but when there's a formula for finding success, you know, other people follow it, and so I don't know, easier, but the plan comes out that, you know, and we set the plan too, when we're recruiting, this is how we see it. You know, it's not always, let's wait and see, this might be the plan.
Have you seen a team like this, you've got so many people in, out, with the guys gone for the Olympics, yet it continues to get better and better and build on itself? Does that kind of make you go, God, that seems kind of crazy from the outside, that you get better even though you're dealing on it?
But part of it is, like the first half of the year, we had so many people out of the lineup, everybody's been playing. So everyone's had chances in there, everyone's got, you know, hasn't sat for long stretches of time. They find ways to get in the lineup. So they stay plugged in, you know, and I think that's also part of it too, that, you know, and it's not a guy that's been on the bench for months and then all of a sudden we need him. It's a guy coming in that's been in the ice a lot. So I think there's, you know, except for our goalie. He was on the bench and then we needed him.
You had Notre Dame and then Michigan State and then Ohio State, all pretty defensive, patient teams, and now a little different animal.
Yeah,
Huh?
there's no patience in this team.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a different animal, and you have to be dialed into it. You have to be dialed in, and we have to be very dialed into our structure and making sure it's there, because they're dangerous.
Yeah.
They're really dangerous.
And I listened to your radio show. Did you ever figure out a way to win in Waterloo when you were in the USHL?
Just a few times. It was awful. I played there too.
Didn't win that either.
Then I was a coach all those years. You know, I didn't want to go on the road there. We were gonna lose. Just happens.
Yeah.
Certain athletes, you know, can hit in certain parks and score in certain rinks. But we got to find a way. We got to find a way to keep going this weekend.
Mike Sturgis used to switch hotels and switch bus companies and all that kind of stuff.
Restaurants, ties, yeah.
You missed on the chance to go to Penn State last year because of COVID.
Yeah.
What do you tell your team about playing at that place, especially the newcomer?
We're just going to talk about. We don't talk about the place as much as we talk about the team, because we play in a lot of places like that, and we're talking about Penn State, what we have to do, and you know, the discipline we have to have in the game.
You also said in your radio show you have to play conservative against Penn State. Is that difficult for this team, and how do you hammer that into their
It's, you know, quit listening to all my words.
Well, what does that look like on the ice?
You can't be great risk takers. You know, you got to know when it's there and go for it. And you know, hockey sense all rules is one of our things. But you can't miss the net. You have to keep pucks deep, because they are such a quick, fast transition team, and they're out of the zone. Just using a couple examples. So I mean, I can use the word conservative. It's just, you know, we have to play our game, but we have to know. You know, we have to know when to stay in the fight, and we got to know when to get out of the fight, and because they play so fast north, and that's, you know, and that's what we have to do, and that's one thing. Like last year, I kept thinking we're getting, you know, I wish we could have gone there last year. It was a pretty important series we didn't get to play last year, and get our chance this year again.
Bob,
You're
go ahead.
giving up about, from the first half to the second half, you're giving up about 7 shots a game less in the second half. Do you see that much of a difference in your defensive play and back checking?
I see it in our offensive play. We have the puck more, and our forecheck. You know, we're spending less time in our zone, we're more responsible in the back check. That was really an issue with us early in the year. Was our fundamentals coming back into our own zone. We were a little loose, and we've really tightened that up.
When you look at the big picture, I know you like just focus week to week, but because like you said, all these guys have been in the mix, does that make you feel better about what comes your way, whatever thrown at you the rest of the season, that you feel that, you know, you got guys that are experienced and are ready for it?
Because of this season, how it's gone for us, like, I'm not sure what else can be, you know, what could be thrown at us, you know, and, I don't know what else can be thrown at us. And none of it's been, you know, losing 3 guys to the Olympics, which is unexpected, is big. But like I said, when our goalie left, we talked about it for 20 seconds. When our guys left for the Olympics, we patted them on the back, and just we got to work the next day. And so there's that mentality in our group, but it's in their DNA, and we got a lot of good players here, and that's still the key to it. You know, how about Jackson Lacombe is playing like an All-American again? That really helps. Look at our goaltending numbers the second half compared to the first half. It really helps when you're, you know, look at his numbers in league play. So we have a couple in our freshmen are starting all along. I told, you know, I'll go back to the beginning. We had to replace 40 goals to a team what we did last year. It took us a while to get going offensively, and we needed that freshman group to be a contributor in those 40 goals. I didn't know, I had a wish list that they were going to replace all 40, and I haven't added it up, but they're now contributing to that. And our defense is scoring. You know, it's kind of all coming together too a little bit. Like, so, you know, snapshot. Like, our defense has been involved in the offense for the last month at a way higher rate than they were the first half, but they kind of go hand in hand. Our penalty kill's been very good. Power play by numbers, you know, below average, but we've gotten some big power play goals the last few weeks too.
Bob, the majority of the guys you bring in from juniors are USHL guys, but you've got a few NAHL veterans, you know, Sorensen and Fish. Do you see a different kind of player come out of the NAHL, and do you see something in Fish, you know, that's different defensively that you liked in him coming out of Bismarck?
I would never, I would never look at it as a category where they came from. I'd look, you know, he's just a big, strong athlete that keeps, you know, that needed more games. There's a guy that needed more games to continue to get comfortable. And, you know, Sorensen's just got experience and greatly needed right now. I just look at them as good hockey players. You know, you know, whether whatever path or route they took. I mean, they're both great routes right now.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
Fish is a guy who was in and out of the lineup a lot and looks pretty comfortable being an every night guy now. You know, what are your thoughts on the way he's played, especially in the second half?
He's getting more comfortable, and he was in and out of the lineup because of the depth back there.
Yep.
And obviously last year he got in there World Juniors. Now he's in there, you know, because of favor. But like he's putting heat on some other guys for playing time if we stay healthy back there. We're very happy with it.
Bob, what do you do tonight for the Olympic quarters? You get the group together? Or
For what?
For the Olympic quarterfinals.
Oh, it's 10 o'clock again, 10:10. I mean, it's been hard. Like, I haven't watched a game yet. I watched 1 period, 2 periods, and 1 period. So I'll stay up as long as I can.
The team get together on their own? Or?
They're on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on their own. But I'm sure they're tuning in. You have to ask those guys, but I'm sure they're tuning in. I think we all are. Been a fun group. The quarterfinals, it's nerve-wracking. The quarterfinal game. Oh, it's the worst. It's just the gut acid going up the coaching staff right now. It's just the worst. Because, you know, because you're playing one game to get into the real tournament, you know. And I was part of heartbreak in 14 and almost 17. We almost lost. I hate the quarterfinal game. Just want to get through it.
Are you know, I know you're friends with Hastings and Larson, obviously. Are you in touch with them at all? You heard from them, or has it been radio silence?
It's radio silence. I don't even know what time because it's not, is it Wednesday there?
It's 14 hours.
Yeah. I don't think there's a whole lot of communication going back and forth.
Yeah.
I would call that clear across the world.
Call
All right.
collect.
All right,
Thanks, Bob.
sorry to be a little evasive on the one, but steady she goes.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely miss them, and you know, we love having them on our team. They're unbelievable players, and I think this just kind of provided an opportunity for guys to step up into bigger roles. And I mean, it's forcing guys to work really hard, and you know, it's kind of been paying off for our team. We've added a lot of grit to our lineup now, and you know, I think we're playing the right way now. And you know, with guys that want to have bigger roles and are performing well, it's really good for our team.
You've played 3 pretty defensive teams in a row in Notre Dame, Michigan State, and Ohio State, and then you just flip everything opposite to play Penn State?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to be different, and you know, we're usually not game planning for teams on a Monday, but you know, like you said, with 3 defensive teams in a row, we kind of had to flip the script, and you know, we were watching film today and practicing their style yesterday, so yeah, I think we'll be prepared for it. I mean, it's obviously a weekend that you kind of look forward to. There's a little bit more open ice, but I think if we play kind of a defensive style, I think it'll provide a lot of opportunity for us on offense.
Well, your coach talked about the fact that, you know, your defensive numbers are better, but part of that is because you've had the puck more often. Do you almost have to switch to a kind of a puck possession game against a team like Penn State?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're kind of waiting to capitalize on turnovers, so you know, getting pucks on net, not missing the net, and kind of creating a breakout for them, and just holding on to the puck instead of throwing it deep for them is, you know, we're trying to stop them from having as many odd man rushes as they want to, and I think if we just hold the puck a little bit more, get shots on net, we'll be fine.
How difficult is a place of Penn State to play?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played in it since freshman year, but you know, last year getting canceled and all, but you know, it was definitely one that I remembered. It's a really fun place to play in, and you know, I always liked playing in front of away fans because they're always in your ear and they're kind of getting you going anyways. But yeah, no, they have a really good crowd all the time, and you know, we're really excited to play there.
Bryce, just every weekend it seems like Justin Close is getting more and more comfortable back in between the pipes. Just how good is that for you to see?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you know, he's definitely earned it. He's been someone that's come to. He's the first guy on the ice every day, the last guy to leave, and you know, we're super excited that he's doing well and having success, and you know, we're super excited to have him have our back the rest of the season, and you know, next season as well.
Is there something you see in Blake's eyes when he has one of those games where it's like, I got it, I'm going to take over? I mean, we saw that in the Big Ten championship game last year against Wisconsin. We've seen that a couple games in the last couple weeks where it's just like every time Blake is on the ice, something's going to happen. I mean, as a line mate, what do you see from him?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely the games where you know, maybe he's struggling a little bit. He's kind of quiet and he's kind of holding it to himself. And then there's games where you know, he's like last game he scored in the first shift, and then whole game he's making jokes on the bench and he's talking you up on the ice. And so yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell when he's feeling it is when you know, he's playing his best is when he's a little bit looser, and you know, he's still dialed into the game, but yeah, you know, he's playing a style that he knows he could play, so he's not really worried about it.
Seems like your line has really found your game the last couple weeks here. What contributes to that? What are you guys doing differently?
I mean, we're just trying to play fast. I mean, you know, when you play with Walker, you got to play fast. So it's kind of just me and Blake trying to keep up with him a little bit. But yeah, no, just we're using each other a lot more now. It's you know, first kind of half of the season we were all kind of doing it ourselves, trying to find someone late, and you know, now we're making little passes in the neutral zone and you know, getting up with speed, and it's creating a lot of odd man rushes for us, and that's a huge thing for our line. We're all really good passers, and so you know, creating odd man rushes is something that gets us a lot of scoring opportunities.
Do you think making that pass earlier rather than at the end of the play is a huge difference for your line?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even in our zone, it's just a little one-touch pass to Walker in the middle, and you know, he's going to beat one or two guys just with his speed, and so it's just kind of catching up and you know, getting ahead of their F3, and that's going to be creating a lot of odd man rushes for us.
How much have you guys gotten the chance to watch your teammates over in China?
Yeah, we've watched every game. It's nice that they're on late. I mean, even though it keeps us up fairly late, but yeah, it's nice that they're on late because we're kind of done with the day by the time we get back, and yeah, all the guys have been watching, and they're always texting in the group chat after we play, so they're watching our games and we're watching their games. So yeah, we haven't missed anything.
Are you guys gathering as a group or just individually, or?
Just kind of individually. I mean, we all watch with our roommates and such, but yeah, we just kind of been watching on an individual basis and then texting in the group chat whenever someone scores or gets an assist.
Is there any kind of Brodzinski family gathering when the women's team plays too?
No, I actually haven't been able to catch one of their games. I watch the highlights all the time, and you know, whenever I see Danny score or get an assist or something, I retweet it. But yeah, but there's been a lot of buzz in the group chat whenever she scores or does something. When she got her 5-minute major, everyone was kind of talking about that for sure.
You know, the absence of players and all the kind of turmoil has created some opportunities for guys. I think of Carl Fish and, you know, just the fact that he's been a regular in the lineup. What do you see from him on the ice, and what do you see from him off the ice? What you know, seems to be a good talker.
Yeah, no, he's an unbelievable talker. I mean, no matter what you say to him, he's always got a one-liner coming back to you as a joke. But yeah, he's such a good guy. I mean, he sits next to me in the locker room, and it's the best thing ever. I mean, he's always talking to your rep. But yeah, he plays a really smart game. He makes the simple plays, and you know, that's something a lot of forwards love in a defenseman, is just give us a puck so we can go. And you know, he does that to a T, and that's why he's been getting a lot of points lately. He just, you know, we give him the puck at the blue line, he waits for a guy to get it in the net, and he just puts it there, and it's been really good for us.
With those shoulders he's got, is there maybe a little hesitation to go fight him too hard for a puck and track?
Yeah, no, he's definitely a big guy, and when he gets mad, he's pretty scary. But yeah, he's kind of a softie at heart, so I think all the guys have gotten to know that.
Hey, my line mates are my key, and I think all of us have some great chemistry, and we've really been able to kind of show that.
Can you take like a half second?
Oh, of course.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is your brother learning French at all? That's what I want to know.
I believe he is. I mean, you're around language, so you got to learn somehow, but I think he's putting a little extra effort on the side, too.
Just how often are you in contact with him? And I mean, you follow your game, do you follow his game?
Yeah, we both follow each other's games, and obviously he has a busy schedule. I'm in school, so I'm pretty busy, too, but we always make time for each other.
Does he offer any advice, or do you offer him any advice about stuff on the ice?
I would say he's always been that guy in my life who's kind of has that wisdom, and I go to him to kind of help me out, but I think he's starting to learn that. I have some good words to share, too, and kind of bounce ideas back off each other.
How's this team stayed in it? You know, you guys pull out for Olympics, you got a goalie that decides, you know, the NHL is the right move for him. How have you guys remained focused and continued to have success?
Right, it's been a very interesting year with the people leaving, getting out of the lineup with COVID and the Olympics, but I think kind of the previous quote that I said last time was, we have all that we need, and that's kind of been our team motto. And I think it's really shown that, like, we really do have all that we need, and it's finding, like, deep within us, like, that we have it all, and as long as, like, we stick to our systems, we'll be able to be just fine.
That first goal against Ohio State, in the moment, you know, are you thinking you want to get the puck to somebody, or somebody else on that line thinking I want to get the puck to somebody else? I mean, it just seemed like such an unselfish play. Tell us about that play a little bit.
Yeah, when Aaron passed to me and I scored.
Yeah.
I was very thankful. I said thank you right after I scored that. I gave him a fist pump, but yeah, I mean, puck. We had the bounces on our side that second period, and all of a sudden it ended up on my tape and kind of shot it and went in. So.
I was actually thinking of Chaz's goal. The first
Okay, on
play.
Friday
It
night.
just seemed like
Gotcha.
such an unselfish
Right.
passing play. Just,
Yeah.
What did you see there?
Oh, that one was a strange one right there. But yeah, there was like 5 consecutive passes, just bing bang, and I think maybe in the back of my mind, I know Dobes, their goalie. You got to get him moving, so it was like I got to move the puck, and all of a sudden it was back on my stick, and then Chaz, I know he's known for his goal scoring, so I was like, got to give it to Chaz.
Nice. Has there been a point in the season where you no longer felt like a freshman, or have you reached that point, you feel?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think ever since like after Christmas, I think it's known for like other players too that after Christmas it's like a reset, and some players like all of a sudden find their game. I really feel that within myself of like after Christmas it was a good reset. Got to see the family, kind of just like get my mind off hockey for a few days and like kind of have rejuvenate in a sense. And I felt when I came back I just felt way stronger and like things were going my way.
When Ben and Matthew get back, are you and Aaron going to sit down with them and say, hey, you don't get Chaz back, we're gonna keep him?
Honestly, that's a great question. I think we're going to be fighting for Chaz because I love playing with Chaz. He is an unbelievable hockey player.
It just seems like your line has clicked so much in the last couple of weeks.
All right, I've really enjoyed playing with them.
Nice.
Your coach has said he's always wanted to get this roster older, and you're one of the freshmen that went back for next year, junior after your draft year.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of goes into that decision? What conversations do you have with the coaching staff and maybe even Rem, who came in maybe a year earlier than he thought?
Mm-hmm. So you're asking about staying another year in juniors?
Yep.
Yeah. So I thought a lot about that, and obviously a big concern with me was like COVID, and I didn't know how school was going to shape out with that. And then I also know USHL plays close to 60 games, so it was more so for my development of like playing a lot more games. Instead of like focusing on school, I can have an extra emphasis on focusing on hockey. So it was more so like to develop of myself, and I thought juniors is like a great way to develop my hockey skills.
Did you get any advice from your dad or your brother on going through that process?
I definitely did, but at the end of the day, they said it was my decision and do what feels right.
Rhett, I was just curious, you know, your dad played for Ottawa, he played for Florida, your brother's played for Nashville a little while, and now he's with Montreal. Who's your NHL team? Who do you root for?
Yeah, that's kind of a crazy question, but I got to go with Montreal now that my brother's there and my cousin Tyler went there, or he's now there, so they kind of got all the Pitlicks, and my brother was also born in Canada, so it's kind of easy to just go for the Canadians.
Nice. Do you think they might sign your dad as a scout or something?
I mean, that would be really something if they tried figuring that out, but not yet.
Your dad could be their coach at this rate.
Anything else?
Just what does the Big Ten honor mean to you? To see your name up there, that'd be
Yeah.
a pretty neat thing.
That's pretty special. I mean, if you see your name up there, to be associated with that, it's pretty special, and I like seeing that.
Nice. We asked Carl a couple weeks ago if you get like a discount at Denny's or anything like that if you're a Big Ten star.
I'm not sure. It's only been a day now.